I said the gods must be crazy.
Well, what do you know? Another black person shot down by the police without just cause. Many years ago, they taught blacks in America to kneel and pray while they took their dignity and integrity away. Fast forward to the 1960s to see blacks getting knocked over by water hoses and being the recipient of dogs being sicked on them without any retaliation. Thank you, Martin Luther King. Less than a fifth of the way through the 21st century, his legacy still lives on. You gave an inch, and they took more than the proverbial mile. This Christianity nonsense has blacks believing that 9 is 6, and forgiveness to the upteenth degree is the way forward, while the paleface keeps upping the ante on the liberties they take. This also extends to those flim-flam artists posing as pastors, preachers, and reverends. This group of hustlers have forged a living so lucrative that with your funding, they are now parading around in $1,000 suits and driving S-Class Mercedes-Benzes. And if that wasn't enough, a certain Mr. Dollar, who preaches cash and riches, can be attained by praying for it, wants his followers to give him over $60 million for an aircraft. And astonishingly enough, he is very well likely to receive this money from these deluded fools. If it were down to me, I would bulldoze each and every church in areas where there is a high concentration of negros, black people. These preachers seriously have to go, and pictures of Jesus need to be taken down from walls and thrown in the bin. Now, about the video. I had to watch it 3 or 4 times because I thought it looked rather suspect. However, in reality, as slow as he was running away, the officer didn't give any allowed notification that he would shoot. We still have another black person laying face down and dead on the ground. And we can also add Jerry Gray to that list, who was recently murdered. What we have is a mother that is now in church singing songs when she should be screaming blue bloody murder. Meanwhile, all her contemporaries fail to remind her of this. Each passing murder that goes by unaddressed in the appropriate way simply enables them to go further. Mark my words, at present, blacks are being cut down in the singular. It is only a matter of time before this becomes plural and in public view. Officer Slager, whose name ironically means butcher in Dutch, has clearly demonstrated what his forefathers did for a living in Holland. Between now and the end of this year, he is probably going to receive enough funding to make him a millionaire from his peers. It will also be interesting to see how this hoodlum is going to be portrayed as the victim and ultimately escaping going to prison. Why? Because blancas can do no wrong, no matter how unseemly the act they carry out on blacks. Blessed are those that dash your children's heads against the rocks. As I said in an earlier video, blacks around the world are watching the African American, and what they are seeing is a group of effete people. Once you collectively start operating as a group of people with purpose, there will be a global uprising of the race. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to keep turning the other cheek, or will you start behaving in a manner that is more fitting? This is not about being transgender, brown, yellow, or gay. This ultimately is about being black and victimized. For the coconuts and traitors who are going to vehemently disagree, I say take a walk. It's part of the reason why we have arrived at this level of atrocities being implemented on blacks. The time has come to stop marching. No more buying Skittles and iced tea. No more wearing t-shirts that symbolize death. No more die-ins. No more making pastors rich. No more sympathizing with your enemy. And no more being a bloody minstrel. Jason, I see that you're beside yourself with rage. What say you?
In times past as tonight, We've had to be the trendsetter. We've had to go where other people would not go. This idea that we are going to start holding people blameless when they go off code, that's got to stop. We can't hit the bad guys because we got niggas that keep jumping up in the way being human shields for them. And it's time for us to call it like what it is. Walter Scott's mother sat up there and jumped in the way of the bullets for Michael Slager. She let Anderson Cooper use her as a crash dummy. And I'm saying that I want you to identify these evils for what they are. And in the hopes that the rest of you will change that. We should never have a black mother who betrays her children like this. This is not grieving. This is indifference. This is indifference. Your son has been killed in cold blood on video, and you are indifferent about it. Did you hate his father that much? Did you really hate his father that much? That when you saw the son die, you said, well, he looks like his daddy. So I can kind of fantasize to myself that that nigga finally got what he deserved. Did you really hate his father so much that seeing your son die was just a benign experience for you? I've got no sisters who sing hymns when they murder us. I've got no elders who bust into song when white supremacy's on a rampage. I've got no people that I respect who are smiling and talking about forgiveness while we are loading up the dead bodies. Do you all understand that they've killed so many black men in the last 12 months, we can't even name them all no more? We can't even name them now. Hell, y'all can't even remember them all. And those are just the ones that made TV. They've killed so many. Don't you know they're killing them at such a fast clip now we can't even keep up? We had totally missed Satterwhite. We totally missed him. Totally missed him. They're killing him at such a fast clip now that we can't even. Man, we're missing them right and left. We can only concentrate on one at a time. We catch one, we miss three. Bow your heads and sing. Enough, people, enough, 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 enough! I'm taking them to task. And if I make enemies tonight, damn ya! I'm calling it like what it is. Because we are more upset over the murder of Walter Scott, and we called it murder. His own mother won't call it murder. Did his brother even call it murder? Because I know his mama didn't. And I'll be damned if I can sit here and I'm more outraged about it than his mother is. And you want me to go fight? I'm supposed to go get the DA to be more concerned than his own mother is? I'm supposed to get the white media and white society to be more concerned about his death than his own mother? Now you're being foolish. Now you're being silly. 'Cause it ain't gonna happen. Charity begins at home. Well, guess what? So does discipline. And I'm handing out some tonight. And I want the rest of you to echo that. Shame on you, Mrs. Scott. I'm saying it like it is. Shame on you. You should be ashamed of yourself for what you did to your son. He needed you now more than ever. And this is what you did to him. Right over his dead body before the blood was cold. Shame on that woman. And all the rest of them sitting around her, enabling it. Shame on every last one of you. This concludes tonight's broadcast, and since people like singing so much, I'll go ahead and let them serenade you then.
Trust in the Lord. I'm gonna trust in the Lord. I'm gonna trust in the Lord until I die. I'm gonna trust in the Lord. I'm gonna trust in the hallelujah. I am gonna trust in the Lord until I die.